Hello, I am Freemena, and I'm currently being attacked by a cat named Hermione, so excuse me while I pet her. I will read you the preface of a novel that I liked quite a bit when I wrote it, and then decided to burn in a fit of teenage drama, but I liked the preface and I kept that, so here it is. The silver sentry stands upon the wall, gazing down at the street below, following the disappearing tracks in the snow. She removes a cigarette from her pack and lights it with a thought of sulfur, a burning of the fingertips and heart, or maybe a match. One can never be sure what she's capable of. She sets off on her track, carefully picking her way through the billowing wind, stepping lightly so that no impressions are left of her passing, for her memory to serve as a betrayer of her flight. The howling snow does not break its chorus, does not miss a note of its monotonous melody of breaking branches and creaking rooftops. Time whirls by, drifting like mists in the still of the night, becoming thicker and tangible as she nears the eye of the storm. Her eyes begin to glow like golden green orbs that throb with the heartbeat of the earth, the only break from the pale countenance a non-existent observer would see, were they so unfortunate to stumble upon this scene. She exudes the stillness of a statue, cold marble etched by warm craftsmen's hands, a long-forgotten masterpiece that rests in a snowy graveyard, unmarked by greenhouse flowers brought by a mourner that can't forget. She stands and watches the dark figure stumbling against the fury of nature, trying to cut through the steely night with covered flesh and one more desperate step. He stumbles and falls, guarding his precious package by a twist of the waist and landing on his back. He is nearing the end of his capacity to live. The cold is stealing his warmth faster than his anxious body can eat itself. His tears freeze inside his tear ducts, causing crystalline vision faceted like a fly's. In these last few moments, he senses Bordensea's movement a few yards off. The cutting air steals the breath he exhales faster than he can replace it. With the last of his strength, he pushes his package up towards the sky, holding it high in the hope that the movement was a savior and not a scavenger. As his burden is taken from him, the last of his strength runs out and he lets go, to drift back to the center of creation. The silver sentry watches the exchange dispassionately, standing in a lee of a massive oak whose branches have seen more winters than any animal alive this night. She presses her hand against the rough brown bark and synchronizes with its winter rhythm. She has seen what will happen and what has happened, and she understands. Now is the time to ask for and receive protection, to be welcomed back home by lazy sap buried deep in the ground. This ends my recording.